just work tutoring.
Are you nervous?
Well, no, because if I don't like it, he won't show it, will he?
Does that mean you have to watch it and approve it before it goes live online?
Yeah.
Right, okay. Hi, Gran.
Hello.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. I don't feel like you might have been in a couple of videos. We've seen you play beer pong in a video before, haven't we?
I don't remember.
In the background of a couple of videos, but we've never sat you down and spoke to you on a video. So I feel privileged and honoured that you've agreed to sit down and speak to me on a video.
Well, as I say, it might be checked over first, and if I disapprove, it might be.
Okay. We'll let Owen edit it first, and you can cut out the ums and ahs and all that, and then you can have a watch of it. Basically, I've got 2 YouTube channels, and the first one we do a lot of stuff in the gym and crazy and challenges, and it's all a bit mad. The second one is a bit more relaxed, taking people through my life. And one thing that I have done on my second channel is do Q&As with people in my life, in my family. I've done all of the squad, I've done my mum and I've done my dad, and I thought it'd be really cool and insightful to do a question and answer with you.
Yes, right.
So do you want to introduce yourself?
Well, yes, Joanna and Nile's Gran.
Yeah.
87 years old.
Yeah.
I live on my own in this house. And that's about it.
And you are Sally's mum?
Yes, Sally's mum, yeah.
So, grandma on my mum's side.
On your mum's side, yes.
Love it. Cool. Well, like you said, you're 87 years old. We won't repeat that too many more times.
Good.
But I thought it'd be cool, which means you were born in, what year were you born in?
35.
1935.
Yeah.
You said, didn't you, the other week that a man at the door said, when?
Brought a parcel and he said, oh, I need your date of birth. And I said, 7/2/35. You what?
First question then, what was your earliest memory?
Can't remember really back to, the year dot kind of thing. I can remember 1 or 2 memories of early life. I can remember my mum taking me to an infant school, which was in a prefabricated building, and it was about 400 yards from where we were. We'd to cross a main road, and then it was just walking on a path. And I got there and she ushered me in, and then I can remember when she left, I got out of the door and followed her all the way back home, crying behind her, right up to the last bit, which was crossing the main road. And she turned round, presumably to look if there was anything coming, and saw me. And so I was promptly turned round and marched back and put in again. And she had a word with the teacher, kind of lock her in, watch her. I can remember that. I can remember going with my brother and my cousins, and they were all boys, and they had to take me with them, which they hated because I was a girl and couldn't do all the things that they could do. I can remember going with them down to Blackcar Woods, and again I'd be probably about 4, and they had a rope with a knot in it, and you stood on the knot and swung across this only little stream, and of course I had to have a go, and I let go and fell in. But I was all dressed in my Whitsuntide clothes. In those days, after Easter, you had Whitsuntide and you all got new clothes. And I can remember having a little blue bonnet. I was in pale blue. And
fell in the stream.
And I fell in the stream. And of course, my brother was for the high jump when he got home. And I was, they tried to dry some of my clothes on the bushes in the wood, but I don't think it worked, really.
And sorry, I'm going a little bit off script, when you were at school, were you smart or were you sporty, or were you both?
I was fairly sporty. I passed my 11 plus, so I must have been reasonably bright. But
Does that mean you went to grammar school?
Yeah, I went to grammar school, yes. But I always played in the school teams. Even at junior school, we had a rounders team, and I played in the rounders team. So I was a bit, sporty and...
You were a hybrid.
Intelligent.
And then, as you started to grow up, what was your first proper job?
The first job I had when I was about 14 years old was a Saturday job in Bradford Market. I worked on a vegetable and fruit stall.
Really?
From about 9 o'clock till about 3 in the afternoon. And it meant that I could go do things later. I was a keen cricket supporter, but I should think for 4 years, the fruit stall and the vegetable stall.
Love it. And then did you go to uni?
And I went to college. When you worked, well, I kept the money and kept it towards, anything that I wanted, because we weren't very well off. Only my father worked. And then, of course, at Christmas, when I was in grammar school and at college as well, I worked on posting at Christmas. You always had a fortnight of your Christmas holiday delivering letters and packages, because I wanted to be a school teacher, and you went to college for a school teacher. I went to Hull College with a friend from Bolling, and we used to go on holidays together as well. We used to hitchhike on holiday, which again, you see, you wouldn't do now.
Yeah.
I've hitched the whole of Scotland, I've hitched to Switzerland, gone all down the Rhine hitchhiking.
That is so cool.
But now you wouldn't dream of doing it.
Yeah. So you were 18 when you went to college, and then you went straight into teaching at 20?
At 20, yeah.
And how long did you teach?
Well, I taught for 8 years, 4 in a junior school and then 4 in a secondary school. And then I got married, and 2 years after being married, I had Nicola. So so I didn't teach then until Sally went to school at 5. So I had 8 years off not teaching, and then I went back to a junior school again.
Did you prefer junior or senior?
I don't know. I taught science in senior school, and I enjoyed science. So, yeah, we cut bull's eyes up and things like that, inflated lungs, and I enjoyed that. So, no, I liked teaching juniors. You taught everything at the juniors, music and gym, PE, and again, the junior schools that I worked at, I had a rounders team, so we played against other schools.
Love it.
So, yeah.
And when did you retire?
92.
92,
yeah. 1992. I taught at Farfield when I went back after your mum was born.
Which was where we went to primary school.
Yes, yeah.
You didn't still teach there when we went there though, did you? Who's your favourite child?
A silly question, because Nikki was my favourite child till Sally came along, and then you don't have a favourite when you've got 2.
What about who's your favourite grandchild?
Well, again, I had a favourite grandson for 2.5 years, didn't I? And then I had a favourite granddaughter after that. So, yeah, you don't have favourites when you're a mum and grandmum.
Yeah. What was the naughtiest thing that you let us get away with that you might not have done with Mum and Nikki?
I suppose calling me Dora. Which of course is my mother's name.
For context, Gran's called Dorothy, but we call you Dora, don't we?
I think swearing probably, because you both swear a lot, and you'll swear and say sorry, Gran, but you don't really mean it, because it just comes naturally to you now. And there's so many more words that explain things better than a swear word.
Yeah.
A swear word doesn't explain anything.
You are right.
I suppose swearing really.
Were we naughty as grandkids?
No, not really, no.
When we were younger, what did you think that we were going to be when we grew up?
I thought you were going to be a teacher.
Did you?
Definitely.
Why?
And I thought Nile was going to be a gymnast, or when he hurt his elbow, I thought he could have been a cricketer.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't
played cricket, didn't he, for a
couldn't
couple
do
of years.
Gymnastics for a bit.
I was thinking about that question about me and Nile and what did you think we would do? Like, what we actually do now didn't even really exist as something that you could do when we were born or when we were little. No. Never mind when you were doing jobs and things like that. It's funny and interesting how things evolve. Okay, so if you could start over again maybe now in this day and age, with things
Well-
changed, what would you do? What would be your job?
I don't know. My perfect job would be to either be a commentator for a national team
Really?
or a sports person, so that I could go to all these wonderful countries with them, and it was their fame that was on show. I was just
In the background.
Commentating, but yeah, I could go around all the world seeing different countries. And
Love it. You really like sport, don't you? Watching sport.
yes, I do like watching sport, yeah.
Is there anywhere in the world that you haven't been that you either wish you'd have gone or would like to? Not sure we'd get you on an airplane now, would we?
No. I'd love to have gone to New Zealand, I think.
Yeah.
People say, oh, Australia's great or America's great, but I wouldn't have been interested in that. I'd have been more interested in probably Africa or New Zealand.
Yeah. What's the furthest you've been away from the UK?
I suppose Egypt, really. Been to Cyprus, I've been to Egypt, been to Italy, quite a lot of Italy, Spain, but I've not been to the Americas or I loved Egypt.
What is your favourite memory with me and Nile? Doesn't have to be together, can be separate.
I don't know, I think all the little bits of memory are better than one big one.
Yeah.
I think your stamina, when you were almost 2 at the Millennium Party, you won't remember it, but you survived till 3 o'clock in the morning, and you were less than 2 years old, and you would not give in. You were tired, and you could have fallen asleep on this table, but you wouldn't give in. You kept going and going. Nile lasted till about 1 o'clock, I think, but you kept going and going and going. I don't know. I like your work ethic, yours, because I think you do. If you had to do something work-wise for school or university, you would do it. And I don't know. I think Nile. I think the funniest thing I can remember about him really is running out of junior school shouting, "They've named a river after me in Africa!" Oh dear. And another one when he came out and it was my birthday, and he was and I was telling everybody, well, everyone knew it was my birthday, but they didn't know how old I was, and he came running out of school with a card with a big 68 on it or something like that. Oh yeah.
So everyone was asking you how old you were and you weren't telling them.
I wasn't saying anything.
Nile
No.
his card.
Let it slip, yeah.
Brilliant. Alright, well the last question I always ask people.
You've not asked me about the war, which was...
Oh, is that on there? Sorry, yeah, do you remember the war?
A lot.
Tell me about the war then, and then we'll do the last question. How old were you when the war
I was
started?
4 when it started and 10 when it stopped, when it finished. So I've got very, very vivid memories of the war. But I had a very good war, as it were, because no one in my family was connected with the war. My brother was 9, so he was too young to be enlisted, and my dad was too old, and he had flat feet. But it excused you in the war if you'd flat feet. Anyhow, yes, so it didn't really affect me. And we had rationing and coupons and things, but that didn't really affect me because we had a big field next to our house, and half of it was vegetables, and we grew every vegetable you can think of, and with a big greenhouse for tomatoes and things like that.
My last question I always ask on these is if you could go back and give your younger self, so young Dorothy, a piece of advice or say something to her, what would you say?
I'd say, be happy, be healthy, and be kind.
That's lovely. Love you.
I love you.
Mwah.